Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're talking about heroescon 2024, the books we are going to be buying at Charlotte this summer. But hold your horses, we got a special guest in the building. It's Poppy Goosey's back. Yay!
Thank you, it's good to be back.
Oh, wait a minute. What do you have there on your chest there?
I'm just getting ready for to go to the big event.
No. This is, what are you strapped on? What is that?
It's a strap on, I guess.
Now you're not gonna. Okay, I just can't believe that you would wear something so offensive on the screen like this.
Well,
I want to use violence on you right now when you're wearing that.
I hope it doesn't make others feel that way.
We're going to find out next month. All right, with that out of the way, we're going to talk about some stuff today. We're talking about books. We're talking about the books that you want to get, books that I want to get on the wish list. This is your first Comic-Con really ever. Not only are we going to be filming and we have permission to film, but hold your horses, they want us to film in there. We have our friends at the heroescon gave us some press passes, and not only did they give you boy Sticky Goose a press pass, I said I want a press pass for my camera operator, technical term, and basically I got you a free ticket in there.
Thank you.
All right, and I just want everybody to know that not only do we have permission to film, they want us to film in there. So what do you think about that?
Well, I think it's good. You know, you've enlisted so much anger from so many shops and individuals, and it's good to know that we have permission and that we can't be
stopped.
Yeah, exactly.
So my plan is that, you know me, I'm gonna be strapped on, but I think you're gonna have an additional camera. I'm gonna get you some kind of walking stick. I'm not going to get you a selfie stick. I'm not going to do that to you. Mm-hmm. But basically, as camera operator, you're going to be my eye in the sky. Like, not only are you going to be, giving us a different perspective of this Comic-Con, but you're also going to be, looking out for any potential problems that could come our way.
Right. So I see what you're saying. You want me to kind of scan the crowd just in case there's any angry readers and viewers and
members of the comic book community
that they may come to do
harm against Sticky Goose and his father.
Well,
Poppy Goose.
I
just don't want you to be like, oh, here comes an angry member of the comic book community, and you'd be like, oh, that's Sticky Goose. I don't know that dude. And then you just hit the jets and you're gone. As a camera operator and as my dad, I need you there.
Oh yeah, I'll start whipping them with that stick and whatever's necessary.
Okay.
Because you're my son. I love you.
Okay. All right. A lot of people, they wanted to see you back. People wanted you back. And this is my concern is like, I brought Mother Goose on, I bring you Poppy Goose, and then whenever I bring you on, the people are like, we want to see more Mother Goose. We want to see more Poppy Goose. They're never like, we want to see more Sticky Goose. I think this whole thing could just turn into you guys.
I don't think that's going to be a problem. I feel like I'm more of like a Father's Day kind of guest, and you
Father's Day guest. Once a year.
Once a year, I come in, I do my little thing.
You do your stick, and then you're gone for another year.
Yeah. And I think it's a balance.
Well, no, technically, you're on this one, and then you're going to be on the heroescon one, because I'm going to be filming you looking for the treasures that you're seeking. Segue to what books are you going to be looking for at heroescon? And you just kind of told me a few here right here in the beginning. First off, which book are you looking for first?
Well, the first one I'm looking for is GI Combat 87, and it's the first haunted tank.
Okay. So, viewers of the channel, friends of the channel, you may know this. Previously at heroescon, I was looking for this book. And we went to our friend High Value Comics, High Price Comics, literally I think it's what his name is. And I was like, can I see that first haunted tank? And he's like, that's not first Haunted Tank. I said, can I see first cover of Haunted Tank? He said, that's not first. So he deemed me unworthy of first Haunted Tank. So this book, it means more than just first Haunted Tank. It's retribution.
I see. Wow.
I'm going to find that book for you. And by God, if we find that book, I'm buying that for you.
Well, thank you, son.
I'm telling you. Because that's you know what that is? That's spite and anger and love all mixed into one ball.
Oh, yeah. That's a beautiful thing right there. What, 9-0 or?
9-8 only. Oh, you want it graded?
Well, yeah.
Now that I've made this offer, you're thinking graded, aren't you?
Of course. I wanted something high caliber, yeah.
Okay.
Because, these are going to be wall hangers for me.
They're wall hangers.
Yeah.
I love how you call them wall hangers.
Well, I mean, I think it's because of my hunting and fishing days. We talk about like...
you putting your trophy up there.
You're putting a trophy up there.
Yeah.
Because you're going out, we're hunting. That's the terminology.
Yeah.
And we're
finding things in the wild.
In the wild, and we're not giving up.
No, we're not giving up. We're not going to let some schmuck who may or may not have been correct about me not knowing what the hell I was talking about affect us getting this book.
Exactly.
Okay. Next one, Our Army at War 83.
Yeah, that one. That's high dollar.
What is that book?
That is the first true appearance of Sergeant Rock.
When you told me this book, I was like, "Dang, Dad! Is Dad bringing a bankroll to the heroescon?"
Yeah, I'm hoping that somebody's there and they're about to lose their home. And,
come on,
and this is the only thing they have left to sell, and it's like a $5,000 book, and I'm going to get it for like $100 or something. So I really don't have that great a hope on that one, but
dude, that's a wild like that is like a 1 in a million, dude. I don't think you realize what you're getting into. All these guys, bargains in there, like. And I kind of have told you that before, like realistic expectations. The big vendors, the big guys on the aisles, like they didn't get there making mistakes selling stuff cheap. They didn't get there flipping dollar books. No, they got there selling things that are either market value or higher than market value. So, I mean, some of the vendors, some of the little side aisles, I mean, there are some pretty good little side, vendors there that you might be able to get some pretty decent books for, a good value, a good price. But like a specific key like that really is kind of a rare book, I think you'd have to pay the piper.
Well, thousands of dollars is not in
on the ballpark.
No,
that's not happening.
And that's not happening. But I think it'd just be cool to actually hold one in my hand. I've never seen one.
Yeah.
And
I guarantee you there'll be at least one in there, because I think I saw one last year. So I don't know necessarily if it'll be graded, but I bet we'll find one. So next book up, what do you want?
The next one is StarSpangled War story.
138.
Yes, sir. 138. And this is not a key. It's a Kubert cover.
Yeah.
The outline of enemy aces face a German plane shooting down an English biplane, and I just love that cover. As one of my favorite covers of all time. And so I don't think that's going to be an expensive book. I think there's this probably won't be a wall book per se. This will be in a short box, a long box of Star Spangled War Stories label, and then you find it in there probably. Yeah. Are we sure we don't have we have this book in your collection? I am not sure. Okay, we might need to just double check. I mean, we might not. We might have it. We might not. We'll double check before we go. But I don't think I do. Yeah. And there's two of those. I don't know what the other number is. There's the one I'm talking about. Is just like a profile.
Okay.
And there's another one of like, say from the waist up or something. And it's, but I want the one with the profile. I just think that is
so if you
such
see
a cool. If I say I'm buying that.
Yeah. And it's one of those things, if you see it, you know it. Like,
oh, yeah.
You're going to know it.
Instantly. Yeah.
And then your fourth and final book, was it Mars Patrol Total War #1?
Yeah. This... And I'm sure even the guys who like war books may not know this one. There was only like 10 issues, 65. But if you've never looked for that book or looked it up, the art on it, on the covers, is amazing. It almost looks like a photo. Very realistic.
It's a Gold Key book, right?
And it's a Gold Key. It's not a DC or Marvel.
Well, that's usually those Gold Key books had those more photorealistic type covers. They had actual photo covers, and then there was art that they actually had that was kind of like almost photorealistic of how detailed the pictures were. It was less comic book looking.
Yes, and I'd love to pick up a #1 that's been graded.
So you're looking for all graded books of these ones?
Yeah, I would love to find all graded books. And
now the Star Spangled 138, I don't know. That might be one that you find raw, and we would have to send it in.
Mm-hmm.
But all the rest of them, I would say there's a possibility you might find graded ones.
Well, I wondered about the Mars Patrol one. I don't know. That's such a
kind of obscure book.
It's kind of obscure, yeah.
And honestly, when you go to these Comic Cons, I've made some mistakes. I mean, really, this is when you buy the raw books, because you buy the graded books on eBay and online because you're not holding the book in your hand. But at these conventions, you get to look at it, you get to see it, you get to grade it for yourself. Now, obviously, you can make mistakes. You can, miss some trimming, miss some restoration, miss something. Maybe a coupon's clipped out. But really, to buy raw books, this is the time. There's a little bit of peace of mind just buying the graded copy. It's just done. It's over. It's in the slab.
Yeah, and I don't know. I want to be able to see it, and I'm willing to pay a little bit more to be able to see it, even if it's if it's already been graded.
Yeah.
Because eBay's kind of scary, I think. You're going to get what you paid for, but it's those minute things that you've talked about rings and stuff on some of your other videos, and
well, eBay as a buyer, you're protected. As a buyer, you're good. I mean, the buyer can do no wrong on eBay. If you don't like it, they have no choice but to take it back. Mm-hmm. It's the seller. If you're selling on eBay, that's the problem. You have no power. And you can be ripped off and taken advantage of and scammed. And I have had that happen to me multiple times. But that's a different topic for a different day. I'm going to tell you a few of the books that I'm going to be looking for. And honestly, I have an open mind when I go to these now. If I see something and it's for a good price, or I see something that's like, hey, that looks cool, I'll buy it. I'm less inclined to just have like a hard and fast, hey, this is what I'm looking for, because unfortunately, when you do have that kind of beeline mentality, you know what you end up seeing? You only see those things. Sure. And when you're scanning a wall, it's like, well, I had first Strange Adventures 205, First Dead Man on my mind. And guess what I saw every time? The only thing I saw on that wall was that book. And I don't want to think that way going into this one. I'm going to have a different kind of mindset, but...
Well, I think you're coming from a different point of view than I am, too.
Right.
I mean, you have a much more eclectic...
Yeah.
you
have
things you collect.
Very specific things.
I have very specific things. Those are what I like. Those are, they're all... from the 60s, stuff that I had would have had as a kid. And you're,
my problem is I like it all.
Yeah.
I like it all. That's a problem.
Yeah. And I love the old Superman, the old Batman, but...
I love it all.
that's not something that I'm buying. These are things that I just love the art. I love the stories. Have always meant something to me, and I just like to be able to see them every day.
Yeah.
So,
books that I'm going to be looking for are San Diego Comic-Con Comics #2. This is the first real appearance of Hellboy. Unfortunately, I think that book may be on the uptick because I think there is some speculation about Hellboy. I'd prefer that book in like a 9.4 or higher type grade. Hellboy's not on the cover. It's not a great cover, but it's an important book, and I love Hellboy. Watchmen #1. I'm looking for this book in a 9.8.
I thought you had that one.
I don't. I don't have any of the single issues of Watchmen. I have the absolute collected edition, but that's an awesome book. It's an all-time book, one of the best, if not the best, comic book of all time. I'm looking to upgrade certain books, but only if the price is right. And a couple of little bit more obscure books I'm looking for is Warrior #1. This is the first appearance of Miracle Man and the first appearance of V for Vendetta. It's a 2-for-1. This is a British comic book, so it's not an American comic. This is kind of this is like an Alan Moore starter pack, like a 2-for-1. Two great characters, two great stories I love. Not a great cover either, unfortunately.
Is that going to be a hard find?
It's a hard find in a higher grade if it's already graded, just because there's so few on the census, and it's a rarer book because it's not an American comic book. And then two more famous books are Brave and the Bold 28, First Justice League, and ASM 50, First Kingpin. Those are books everybody knows, everybody wants, everybody would love to have those in the collection, but you're going to have to pay the piper for both of those. I'm going to have more of an open mindset. I'm glad I'm going to have you with me. Kind of takes a little bit of the burden off of me as far as getting some of the footage, some of the filming done, because when I go to these things alone, it's a lot to try to make the videos and look up prices and do the hunting. It's a lot. So having you will be nice, and I think it'll be fun. I think you're going to enjoy it. I think you're going to be overwhelmed in the beginning just because this place is huge and there's just so much stuff in there. But we'll have fun. We'll take our time, and I don't know whether it's going to be a multiple day thing for us or just a down and back.
Yeah.
Because we both have responsibilities back home, so we'll see how that goes.
And either way works for me. I've seen your videos and some other people's videos where they're talking about prices are not what they were 2-3 years ago.
Yep.
So I'm kind of hoping that.
Some of your books, specifically Our Army at War 83, this is a book that is not affected by these price swings because one, it's DC, and the Marvel books are like rocket fuel. I mean, they're up, they're down, but this book is not only it's DC and it's a war book. This book is rare, and it's hard to find, and it's a very specific buyer, and there's just not that many graded. So that's a special book that really, from an investment perspective, is a good way if you're going to spend money. I think that's a safe book to buy because it's not affected like these other ones are.
Yeah.
There's just not that many. There's not as many of them out there.
But then I wonder if there's that many people who want that book.
That's the problem, and that's the problem with so many of these Golden Age books and a lot of the war books is, there has to be a certain buyer, and the buyer is usually somebody like yourself, somebody in their their 60s, somebody their father had somebody in World War II. That is who the market for that is, and in the future, what does that mean for that book?
Exactly.
20 years, 30 years down the road, the market for that book is less and less and less.
Yeah, just
Just attrition.
Yeah.
Just natural attrition.
And the guys in your generation just don't seem interested in more books. And I don't know why they don't like that story.
Well, I think a lot of people my age, they were, you know, they relate more to the Secret Wars run and the Venom stuff and the Todd McFarlane era, because that was, all of it's so dominated by nostalgia, which all of your picks, let's just face facts, they're nostalgia driven.
Sure.
So a lot of the comic book market and everything is driven by that. And the reason you're seeking those out is for that very reason. And so many other people, the reason they're seeking things out is to get that piece of their childhood. And it's just tricky. It's a tricky book. But guys, we ran over a little bit. I hope you guys enjoyed our discussions. If you are going to HeroesCon, come say hi. If at any point in time you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you like this video, subscribe for more. Take care.